Welcome back to the Dawn Show. We are sharing weight loss success stories, and here to share her story is Gina Glenn. She lost 70 pounds. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for the two of you, obviously Natosha and Gina, you're friends, and the trio. Yes. We have another friend who's going to come on in the next segment.
Yes.
But tell me what that felt like for you. Your mom, your grandmother, to lose 70 pounds.
It was amazing, and the reason why is because I never really thought it could happen for me. I've been heavy all of my life, so I probably was a size 16 when I was 16. So for me, my story starts in the 6th grade. In the book, my story starts in the 6th grade. So this is something that I always grew up with. It went from not knowing that I had a weight issue to finding out in the 6th grade from a teacher that I had a weight issue. And then from low self-esteem to my older sister building my self-esteem and me just accepting myself as heavy. But as you get older, you know, your knees start to bother you, different things start to happen. And I kept saying, this cannot be my life. You know, at my 30s, that my knees hurt when I get out of bed. Something has to happen. So that was the thing for me, is that, okay, now I am a grandmother. Like, how do I get to love and play with these grandchildren when I'm winded up a flight of steps, you know?
So it really became
for me
a health issue.
So for me, it became really just a health issue for me personally, because according to my doctor, you know, well, your numbers are great. You don't have high blood pressure, you don't have, you know, cholesterol issues, you know, but, you know, I'm still concerned because of your weight. You're so heavy. And I'll honestly say I started this at 322 pounds. So I was a lot heavier. And I said to myself one day, I said, well, if you know, the doctors say my numbers are great, then I guess this is just how God made me. Yeah. But I'm here to say today, no, actually, after 40, you can lose the weight. You can feel better. My knees feel great. I'm running around with my grandchildren. People are trying to keep up with me. So I love it. I love my new life.
And how long did it take you? How long ago was this, and how long did it take you to lose it?
I started right after my birthday, right after my 41st birthday in April. And it took me approximately 5.5 months.
But 5.5 months, that's pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I mean, so you had that resolve.
Very, very, very strict with myself. No meats, fruit, and vegetables. Just making sure that I had, well, see, the willpower for me is I have to do this. Okay. And I would say this to anyone, you really have to be ready. You really have to have said to yourself, this is the end. I will not wake up another day and not love me. A lot of us as women, we take that extra time for everyone in our families. We love our husbands, we love our children, we love our best friends sometimes, and run to their aid more than we'll take care of ourselves. And this was just a decision that, you know what, I'm going to now decide to take care of myself. And now you're even more of a bigger blessing for your family once you take care of yourself. So.
Absolutely. Natosha, how fast did you lose? Because that was for me, I lost about 35, 40 pounds in about 4 months. And so I agree with that. I think you make that commitment, you say, I'm doing this.
Well, the first 30 for me, I lost that over a period of a year. And then I really got serious when I started seeing my friends, you know, being diligent about their weight loss. And so I lost the last 30 within about 4 or 5 months as well, just being strict with my diet.
Now, I want to ask you, did you ever have, because there is this sense of saying, well, in the media images, you know, we have all these anorexically skinny looking women. They're not healthy. And so a lot of some of my friends and even colleagues, when I lost my weight initially, and I don't know if you had this, where they said, oh,
you're too thin.
Well, you got too skinny.
Right.
And they didn't like that.
Right. I think it's just not normal for people to see you in your new self. My mother even told me, because I hover between 5 and 7 pounds where I can see a difference. So I probably need, I would like to lose about another 7 more to be at my comfort zone. But when I was there a few weeks ago, my mother even said, you know, you're a little too thin for me. So I'm like, okay, but for me, I feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm about 7 pounds lighter than where I am now.
But it's interesting, the psychological aspect of it, that
Right.
even your friends and family,
Yes.
that there is something psychological like,
Don't get too
Right.
skinny.
Don't get too skinny.
because then that's on them
Right.
to say, oh, how did you do that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So it's making that commitment. Now you talk about blessings and your faith. So how much of your faith do you feel this has to do with? That you're a person of faith, that our bodies are a temple? I mean, how much did that play into it? Do you pray together as, you know what I mean?
We pray together, we pray for each other. I am the elder of the group. I actually have a ministry. And I think that faith is a big part of it for all of us. Fact of the matter is that, as we said, a lot of this started from an emotional situation for us. So yes, we turn to each other, but in those situations, the only person you can turn to is God. He is the actual healer in this situation, and your friends are the support of that healing. So I think it's 100% for all of us. Faith has a lot to do with it. And during this Christmas season, I think people should remember that to lean on that in the hustle and bustle, the important thing is our relationship with God, and that relationship will, whatever we desire, he will see that for us, if we put forth the effort. Faith without works is dead, so.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes too often when we're all stressed out,
And Tasha is a big advocate of that. She'll tell you that all the time. Faith without works is dead. She reminds the preacher that faith without works is dead. So, yes.
mind, body, spirit. And sometimes
body,
we forget
spirit.
to take care of the spiritual aspect,
Yes.
which is such a great part of us. Our conversation, we're going to meet number 3, our trio of our sisterly love. And Gina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're a beautiful woman inside and out, and
Thank
a
you for
real
having me.
inspiration.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Good friend.
And a good friend. That's right. Be right back.